Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hi, everybody.
This is MILF Manor 2, Episode 3. She's a whole,
She's all
this,
MILF.
she's all MILF. God, these are literally all porno titles. Make sure you like and subscribe here and on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all at the Reality Guys for all of our reality TV coverage. I don't know if you're going to find a cringier show, though, in our coverage than MILF Manor. So if this is your first video for us, welcome to the filth. Brian, this one got filthier by addition this episode. Do you want to reveal everyone who came to the manor?
It was Kelly from season one. Wasn't really a fan of seeing her again. I'm gonna be completely honest.
No, Kelly was, and we said this, we reviewed all of last season. You go back in the playlist and check it out. She was the one that seemed to be diving the most into the reality aspect of it. I don't think she's faking who she is,
I
but
don't
I
think
do think she fully is just going for it for the cameras. Some people have mentioned that Barbie being the only person, shout out to Barbie, who had watched season one. So she knew who she was as soon as she walked in and knew exactly what they were in for. And turns out she got into a quick pissing match with her pretty early on.
you remember this is the same person that was offended by somebody speaking their native language to their own kid. So this is the kind of level of the person. You remember that?
Yep.
It's
It's
just
a rough one.
yeah, man. Because I was speculating like, oh, it's gonna be like young girls and like when this came through, I was like, man, really? This is where I mean, who were they also would have gotten from last season? Maybe April. I don't know who else they really would have pulled. It was either her, April, or the big guns, I would
They
think.
needed to bring
Fresh
just
meat. I think fresh
a
meat.
fresh person in. That's all, just to mix it up. And the problem, I think, and this is like I mean this in a constructive criticism type way for the show. I think you need to do this a little bit later. They've
Yeah.
mentioned multiple
Yeah.
times this episode that she sat down with the guys and she's like, so are you really, are you set with someone, you vibing with someone? And the dad was like, well, it's only been a day. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. Right. That's true.
damn, right there, it makes it like, yeah, all these people getting upset that anyone is on a date, you're a little nuts. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry that it comes off very like territorial very quick. This show, you went like 10 episodes last season or something. Like, you go in episode 4, even end of 4, beginning of 5, bring someone who is a real threat to like like you said, I love it. We kind of call it, bring a MILF in that owns a business, successful, maybe a little bit on like the younger side. You bring this chick in, she's got 6 kids, dude. That I don't think was revealed in the first season, was it?
I just don't remember. Honestly, like,
I
it's
don't.
very possible that like if we were just so blown away by what was actually going on that like those type of normal details in a show, it just went over our head, like we didn't even pick it up. But because their daughter did come, so it's very possible they did mention these things because she kept referencing her daughter. Her daughter was in the on the family visits last season. So
And we know what season 3 it could be. It could just be her and her kids. That could be the whole cast.
yeah, I will not be tuning in.
I will not be
Yeah,
tuning in.
I mean, even I don't mean to jump around, but just even the way that she was talking to Jami, like I would be annoyed even if I was 100% in the wrong. I would not want to talk to somebody that's talking to me like that. Yes or no? Do you have a boyfriend? Yes or no? And like everyone else is trying to be like kind of constructive, like, hey, just tell us about it. And she's just like, yes or no? Yes or no? Just
Yes or no?
hard pass, hard pass.
So yeah, I think Brian, you kind of touched on really what I think most people coming out of this episode will be talking about. We just react to everything, so we can't even sometimes keep our brain straight. But the Jami bombshell, Jami, friend of the show, Brian was able to do an awesome interview with Jami. Thanks also to Brian for doing that. I couldn't come on because I was actually on one of our friends, Zachary Reality's podcast. So check him out at Zachary Reality. He covers a ton of crap too, and just TikTok especially. He does a ton of news. But we did a full season 3 recap of Selling the OC from Netflix. So not something we actually have here on the Reality Guys. So definitely go check that review out. It's almost an hour long, and we appreciate Zach asking us to be on. But Brian, What was your reaction to this? Because you would probably know Jamie almost better than any podcaster. I'd say maybe the most right now.
So I'm the Brian Windhorst of
You
Jami.
are you are windy, dude.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a little disappointed. I was definitely disappointed because inside baseball here, I was trying to get that secret out before the episode aired. But I'm just a little disappointed because I would have the questions I would have asked her would have been a lot different, and I would have like not that I would have blown up her spot. Like I would definitely would not have done that. But I just wish that like I don't know. That's like a heavy. That's a heavy secret to me. I don't know. I was like kind of disappointed. We're gonna talk to her again. I mean, she said she commented on the video. We're gonna get the
Yeah, openly, Jamie, I 100% we would love to have you back. Thank you for your time with Brian. But obviously now post this. Now look, honestly, we gotta wait until after this next episode now,
yeah
though,
no
too.
we're not
Like
doing this in the end of the
we're
season.
not
I'm not
doing it
holding anything
unless
up.
unless
I need
this
to know all my
listen,
details.
unless you want to become a weekly recurring guest while this is going on for MILF Manor, then we're fine with that. But if not, we got to see the end of this fight first. Like I got
Yeah,
to see the end of this fight.
no, I agree. I agree, and I think that the episode kind of ended. I felt like it was short, but it really was like the same normal timeline. But like I felt like that ending, the time was like really sped up. And if that's what I was saying, if you look at the people in that conversation, like Anthony wasn't that mad. He's like, oh, just tell me about it. Lynette was definitely upset, but she wasn't like angry. Was the other one? It was Christina. Or was it Barbie? I think it was Christina.
Yeah, well, I mentioned Barbie. We had the kissing, the kiss off and stuff
But
with
she
this.
wasn't in that the uh Emperor Palpatine by order you are under
Yeah,
arrest.
like rolling, like or like
Like
how
Mace
like
Windu.
the jet. They were like the Jedi rolling up on
Yeah,
Palpatine,
that's what I
like with
mean.
like what Mace Windu and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mace Windu, Plo Koon, other people. It was just like, by order, you are under arrest. And it's just like that's what it was like. Because they walked up here and they're like, Andy's like,
No,
what's
you
going
know what it
on?
reminded me of? It reminded me of Grocery Store Joe, like
Yeah, yeah, it
GI
does a
Joe
lot
in,
of
on Bachelor in Paradise, and the squad stomping down the
yeah,
beach.
the beach, yeah.
Oh,
White milfing.
Kit Fisto is
Yeah,
also
Kid
there.
Fisto, yeah, he gets killed immediately.
Oh God,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am the Senate.
yeah, pretty much. I am the MILF.
I
But
am MILF Matter.
see, here. We were texting about this, and this I'm gonna speak openly about the text. Here's what I think really happened here. She applied for the show, just fine. Right before she's about to go, she's probably dating. All these people are dating. Like you can't tell me that none of these people. They're all like, I'm so unlucky with love. I don't believe you. I feel like you're just trying to find that perfect person, or you're just playing into it a little bit, which is totally fine. I think that she probably came on the show, had like talking to somebody, like what we would say, it's like talking. You're just talking to somebody. Like you're probably seeing each other, you're hooking up. You're not that serious. It probably got a little bit serious once she maybe got
Right
there
before.
and like was weighing the options. Like, oh, I'll still go check it out. Um, I think if she said anything other than boyfriend, if she was like, "Oh, I was talking to somebody, seeing where it went," I don't think it would have been the blow up reaction that it was.
That comes off as trying to protect the relationship if that relationship ends up becoming like
Yeah,
stays something that when that eventually airs, if he goes and eventually sees she was saying it wasn't something. Now look, honestly, if you're in a serious relationship with someone, you don't go on the show. You
right.
know, I
I agree.
and that's where we're curious. So like I said, there was probably some nuance to it. Or why don't you just like die with that secret? Let's just do the show.
Yeah, that's also a good point. I mean, maybe it would come out later in the episode, like, "Hey, you could just be like, you know what, nothing's working for me here. I'm gonna go home on episode 7 or something like that." But that's why I kind of think that it's not as serious. I think maybe in their age range, like they like, you know what I mean? You're talking to
Yep.
somebody like you're dating. So it could be not as serious as what they're saying it is, and it's going to be more of like a younger way where it's like we're just talking, and that's kind of where I'm landing. Because
Fair or foul for her to have snitched her out?
I mean,
Tough, right? Because you know it's going to
it's tough.
happen if you snitch.
It is tough. Yeah, it almost
Do
yeah
two wrongs make a right?
yeah. I mean, it was inevitable. But
Like that.
yeah, it is inevitable. It's but I don't know. Do I think she's gonna leave? I mean, I hope she doesn't leave. I would like to talk to her again, and she's like here the entire time. Um, because what these guys are girls are upset, but like she's not talking to, she's not taking away guys from me. She was just having a conversation with it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
what are you mad about? The people that didn't get cast? Like, I have a sister-in-law who applied for this show and she
Yeah.
didn't get it. She's been alone and her husband was cheating for 20 years.
That's kind of where I'm like, I'm annoyed at Kelly because like she's mad because what, we were about to play fucking go fish and like Anthony went outside for 5 minutes. Like,
Also, speaking of dumb challenges, gross challenges, the tantric yoga shit with Joey and his dad, man, like, just no. Like, I'm not doing it. Tough. I like how they were laughing. The dad, again, the dad is funny. When you're the dad, you got nothing to really sweat, really, right? Like, you're the one who's going to be less cringed out. Like, guys, like, if it was girls, it would be different. Like, if you were a
yeah,
dad with daughters, different. But, like, dads with their sons, like, especially these pairs, except for the obviously the kid who's dad, and they're not even they don't
Miles
talk.
and Stacy.
Austin, yeah, that's a whole different ball game. I'm actually glad. Speaking of them, that was acknowledged a
Yeah,
little bit
finally. No, I
by
agree.
the cast that like, hey, this is tough on him. By the way, so everyone stop like calling him out for being shy. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I think it's really weird. I think what was that Jacob said it?
yeah, he backed him up. Well,
And
poor
Jacob's like
Jacob.
definitely he's taking on that like stress too. That's probably why he's like, I gotta go.
I think Jacob's vocal, like you said, he's able to vocalize that because he's basically the one who's the second most uncomfortable
Yeah.
probably on the show. And we saw in the preview, he's going to, I don't think he's going to actually leave,
No, I don't think so
but
either.
it could lead to, if he's expressing that publicly, maybe when it comes down to like the first vote, like they could be
Yeah, they
targeted
go
because
out.
of like, hey, you don't seem that happy. But it usually always comes down to whoever's like not getting a hookup at first. So we're going to
Right.
have to see.
Well, honestly, it'd probably be Jamie at first out if it's gonna be.
Yeah, no, I think that's
It
actually
should be
really fair.
interesting how they do the eliminations, honestly, because remember last time it was mom and son. Now there's a mom, there's a women, dad, son. Are they just gonna eliminate the dad and the sons?
I could also, frankly, dude, see some effery where they do not let her be eligible to be eliminated.
Jamie?
Or no, what's her name? The new one. The new one.
Oh, Kelly.
Yeah, with Kelly. Even though it's been one day, I could literally see a situation where that would be the case.
Yeah. Oh God, she's just cringe to me. Super cringe. Disco mommy.
The one day thing again. I know I mentioned that earlier, but it really is like sticking in my head, and that's something I feel like in production, like editing, like you got to edit that out because it's something like me and Brian should be calling
Yeah.
out, and it's funny, but like don't air on the show because it does make everyone look a little pettier. And listen, we know it's
Like
reality,
crazy.
but it makes everyone look a little. Considering that means that fight that happened between what was the fight last week? Barbie and
Crystal and Barbie.
Crystal. That was on night one. That wasn't even night two. That was
Yeah.
literally on night one.
Yeah. What time do they get these people up at like 6 in the morning?
Unless the dad was exaggerating and it's
Yeah.
really a couple
He
days,
could have
but
been
the dad
exaggerating.
saying it's one day is like,
Who do you have the cast list handy on you by chance?
I
The
have that
cast, right?
picture.
What's just you might know off the top of your head. I'm gonna stall a little bit, but like who's the guy dad on crutches again?
Darren, that's
Aaron,
Sam's
dude,
dad.
that dude's he's horny.
Oh, he's a hornball and he's kind of a scumbag, and I like
He's
it because
horny,
he's like,
man.
I like the drama, it attracts me, and he's like, Ed, my son, and Sam likes it too, and Sam's sitting there like
Yeah.
very meek this episode. Like I don't know if he was like hung. I think he might have been like hungover or something. Like, but like he had nothing to say.
There's so many confessionals where he's talking about drama in the moment and he's like licking his chops, like excited about the drama, like a fucking coke fiend, like licking his
It's a
lips.
real shame, honestly, that Darren's femur is broken. He's very
Oh,
specific.
I don't even want to know what he's like without it.
Oh, he
I
was
can't remember
probably
Kelly, just like a broken leg. Oh, you broke a leg. Can you still dance? Like, what does it
she
matter?
is nuts, dude. Like
I just think she's like you said, she's playing the part, and that's why her coming on the show makes it almost discounts it a little bit for me. I was kind of hoping that like, all right, they were the beta test. Let's get some people on here that to me, she's just unrelatable in all
I
on all.
don't need seven women
There's
to
only
five
six.
guys.
Oh,
Well,
there's
it
only
was
six.
six to start, but now with her it's
Oh, right.
seven.
Oh, there's
And
five
that's
guys. Right.
five guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
five guys.
So like,
Yeah.
well, 10 guys
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah.
but I don't need her.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
disappointing. Honestly, I don't know why I don't love. I don't love. That's my least favorite thing of the
And
season.
honestly, frankly, if you really want to piss them off about her coming, you got to bring her after you eliminate somebody. Eliminate an original person and then let her come the next
Yeah,
episode.
yeah,
Then they really are gonna effing hate her, right? Like
yeah,
if they're there, just that's what they're. She's obviously was brought on to do is to be like hated, right? That that's the way you really do it.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because like honestly, like the Jamie stuff doesn't even bother me. Like is it a pickup? Yeah, but like it doesn't bother me on the level that what Kelly did
No,
at the
I
house.
don't really care. Most of this stuff's BS. No one stays with who
And
they're with.
the Jamie thing is definitely annoying, but like to me, it's a real storyline. Like
I'm like genuinely curious. I want to know
yeah,
how it
like
ends. So
it's
like
a
I want to
normal
know.
thing that you could. It happens on dating shows all the time. Like oh, I'm a little hung up on like somebody I'm at home with. You know what I mean? And then Tira's like, oh, do I want to date the guy back home or these young boys or the old people? I mean, it's just yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
We'll be back next week. We are looking like we gotta be close to an elimination going into episode 4 within the
I
next
don't
two
think
weeks,
so. Not with
probably.
this. Not with what's going on. I don't think so. I think it's like episode 6 territory.
Wow. Well, either way, we do have some people considering going home possibly next week. We'll see if that was good editing or if that is a true statement. We cover a lot of different types of reality TV. A lot of seasons of shows we are covering are wrapping up. This week is the season finale of The Amazing Race 36. So make sure you check out that. Survivor 46, that ends next week. We also have the end of Vanderpump Villa and The Valley next week. We also just had Vanderpump Rules end. Martha's Vineyard will end. We have a bunch of stuff wrapping up, and we have some new stuff kicking off coming up in the summer. We have a new season of The Bachelorette. We have 2 iterations of Love Island. We have Claim to Fame, and we have Perfect Match on Netflix coming as well. So a lot of new stuff that we are looking forward to covering as some of our chore shows go away for a little while. So looking excited, looking excited, looking forward to and excited for the summer. But for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.